digitalization or digital transformation in agriculture can take care of all the problems which I have said to you. The next slide, please. So what is this is the thing, we can see the crop and soil monitoring, weather monitoring, air monitoring, and what is the database server. So this technology we can use in the farm, so to know the pests and diseases and nutrition, soil nutrition and soil moisture, and everything we can see, have a monitor, and timely we can supply. Weather monitoring, we can say how we can harvest the crops during the cyclones, and whether we can prepone or postpone the harvestings or the sowings, and plant protection measures, spraying. So we can prepone or postpone depending upon the weather forecast and weather data analysis. And air monitoring, that is another important, especially when we use the drones. In windy areas, we cannot use that. So we can monitor this air monitoring, and then we can adjust these practices in the crop and soil monitoring. That is another important thing, is that including population. Now, what I can say, the sowing machines have come. The precision sowing will be there. The plant to plant and seed to seed, when row to row, spacing, so that we can maintain the optimum plant population. And soil monitoring, again, including the nutrition and the soil moisture, can be assessed and monitored, and then we can give exactly optimum fertilizers, and optimum water also can be given, so that there won't be any leaching of the applied nutrients by excess irrigation or less irrigation, again stress management and wilting and other things. So we can almost grow a healthy crop with this type of thing when we monitor properly the crop and soil monitoring. And main sensor posts, these are the important. Everywhere sensors will be lodged there, and then they will give us the indications when to give nutrition, when to give I can say irrigation, and all these things we can monitor and control, and they'll be in our control. Next slide. Yes. See, artificial intelligence. How to use this artificial intelligence in agriculture? These are the important things. That maybe robots, or maybe sensors and big data. See, this is the very important now compared to all these things. See, this is lacking in agriculture. We have data about the universities education, how many agriculture colleges are there, how many intake is there, and data is there, but we don't have any data in agriculture. Which crop is grown in which area, and what are the problems faced in that area, what are the weather conditions in that area, what pests are coming, and what disease resistant, any resistant, where this data is maybe available, but it is not access to the farmers or even scientists. Some of when we do, especially our PhD scholars, they say to monitor, we used to depend on the Indian Meteorology Department to get the what is the daily temperature, minimum temperature, moisture, relative humidity, and all these things. Now this is lacking in. Now with this adoption, with new technology, we can get the complete weather report and everything we can. So data should be there to analyze the pests and diseases in the given area, and also what are the nutrient deficiencies. Through satellite, straight away we can know the what deficiency, nutrition deficiencies are there in the field. Then again we can give the information to the local farmers that so and so nutrient is lacking there or deficient in that, please apply this. So this data, if we create this data, and we can solve maximum problems in this sector, especially this weather and nutrition and soil moisture and other things. So this is the thing. See how these sensors will work in a precision. This thing, it will give the inch by inch data to this, and the server, from there we can retrieve the data. So these are some of the advantages we have. Next, please. Yes, this is the crop sensors, and then data, and then decision and implementation. This is the actual. So from point to point, we can give this thing. Next. So Indian agriculture sector, if you come back, see mostly we are producing enough or surplus yield, but high wastage, that is one of the biggest problem. Wastage at the crop harvesting and processing and distribution till from farm to plate, what we can say, everywhere wastage we see. Wastage in through Corporation of India godowns, wastage in public distribution system, wastage in our house. We store maximum things which will be needed for 1 year, but the more half of the food grains what we store in our house also going. So that is very, very important. Is the food grain surplus at high wastage is there. And most 70% population lives in rural areas and depends on agriculture. So these they don't have, so it is an urgent need is that to diversify this agriculture to address the emerging food damages, habits, and dietary problems. Jyoti Singh was telling the dietary problem because we don't know uh, what food we have to take to reduce the many risk problems, health problems like diabetes or cholesterol or whatever. Mostly dietary problems and the food habits, lifestyle, and need for climate smart agriculture technologies to tackle climate change issues and opportunities to improve productivity along value chain. So that's what I mentioned. Wastage we can reduce if we have a proper uh, value chain system and then market system. See which area the less supply is there, which area more demand is there. So we can channelize this marketing so that we can reduce the these food losses and equal pricing will be there. So one place heavy price, one place very less price, or high price and less price. Some if we see the Delhi market, onions will be sometimes it will go to 200 rupees, 300 rupees. Some places it will be only 20 rupees or 30 rupees. So this is a lot of variation is there in the price. So why that is becoming a problem is we don't have a proper market channels to reach these commodities in the proper place, in a proper area, so that the consumers also will be not be at loss. And increased presence of private sector in both input and output. That is another important area because the mandis are playing almost all, I can say, they are almost all reducing the farmers' income. Whatever they are producing, they are not getting a minimum support price in the mandis. So they will take 2 rupees kg and they are selling in the market 10 rupees kg, 8 rupees the middleman that is in the mandis it is going. So these are the some of the things. If you have that market, intelligent market and data, so we can straight away transport this whatever the farmers are producing in a particular locality in the region and area can be immediately transported to that. Now we have the better air connectivity and train connectivity. It is a simple way to reduce the wastage and farmers will get a remunerative price in that case. So need to produce both economically efficient and environmental friendly technologies to tap the opportunities for export. This is another important. Only fruits and some of the things, especially we are exporting spices. Otherwise, other agricultural commodities are not exported to other countries. There are various reasons for that. Why we are not exporting because we are applying more pesticides and residual problems are there. That's why most of the countries are not importing our commodities because of the having they are having high residues like pesticide residues. You say vegetables and if you see chilies, I'm telling you, the chili crop a good crop we cannot harvest until we spray many pesticides almost they drench the whole crop for reducing the pests especially. So these are some of the problems farmers are encountering. So here I want to emphasize this thing, especially when particular pest, when the pest reaches its economic threshold, that is the time where we can use very less chemicals, thereby we can uh, keep the pest under control and with less residues on the our harvested produce. So these are some of the things. So if we monitor and maintain, then we can reduce the things. Next slide, please. Next. Yes, sir. Previous. Yes, this is very good. So I'll use this slide to completely give a holistic picture of our agriculture. Agriculture is a risky enterprise. See, an industrial, he knows like how to bread, I'm telling you, or in a particular uh, say now vehicles are sold. He knows what is the market and how to sell it, and he will fix the price. They are not at risky, but agriculture is at risky enterprise. How the digitalization will help in this thing? The agriculture at risk at 4 points with it: production risk, post-harvest risk, market risk, and ecological risk. These are the 4 areas everywhere farmers are encountering the problems. At the risky stage, production risk, first weather, climate, that is, say sometimes delay in monsoon, that is another thing, or excess monsoon, or drought. These are the things. And then labor, say at particular times, most in a particular area, all the farmers they grow, they are sowing the same time, they are harvesting the same time. So labor shortage is becoming a problem. And knowledge, that is the farmers, they don't have knowledge of the availability of the seeds, availability of the fertilizers, availability of pesticides, how to use them, and what varieties they have to sow, whether they are resistant varieties or susceptible varieties, and simply whatever the input dealer will give, that he will go and take and then sow the things, and then he encountering problem. Then quality inputs, timely access and access to the credit. So thanks to the governments, both central government and state governments, they are giving you a lot of input subsidy, and then in Right Bandhu scheme or whatever, in Telangana we say Right Bandhu. So before monsoon, they are giving 5,000 rupees per acre so that they access credit. So weather, again we have the now radars and satellite images are there, satellite or meteorology department, they are giving time to time. Thank God, now IMD is very precision forecasting in some areas, and it is accurate. Since 5 years, I am observing in our area. At particular time, this is like cloud burst, what we have seen in 3 months back in Hyderabad. Exactly half an hour, you are going to get heavy rain in that area. It happened, and we have experienced it. So it is due to the availability of the technology. Exact figure when thunderstorms coming and where hailstorm is coming, and how to protect, how to reduce the losses during flushing or during drying, and all these things can reduce this. So whether timely uh, forecasting is important. Climate change will cause more uncertainty. That is important. Labor, yes, mechanization mitigates labor shortage, but funding is constrained. Yes, we say technology, but accessibility and purchasing, that is becoming sometimes they're ready to buy, but there is no proper information where to get this particular thing. Say I want to do we purchase drones, we don't have the persons to handle these drones in our area. So these are some of the problems we have. We are talking about the mechanization, but we don't have a correct persons to operate them, to do the servicing, to maintain their things and availability of the spare parts. Lot of problems are there. Still, we have to, depend on them. Slowly, all these things will come. So when we start using, we will be knowing the problems, and then again we know how to overcome the problems. The shortfalls will be there. We have to get along with those things. The knowledge that is traditional agriculture extension systems are still, and they are inadequate. There is no proper transfer of technology, and adoption of technology is not being, adopted, or they won't listen to farmers. There is no proper scientific persons to address these issues at the grassroots level. Only an agriculture officer is there in a mandal or in a black level or taluka or the headquarters, but he is not sufficient to just serve the farming community or the farmers in a grassroots level. So these are the important in knowledge sharing and knowledge in transfer adoption. These are and quality inputs. The timely access to quality seeds, fertilizers, and pesticides. These are the biggest problem in see. And say when we say mechanization, we are using drones, but none of our pesticide companies are ready to supply the formulations where they can use for the spraying. Whatever formulations we have right now in India, they are not at all cannot be used for our drone application, drone spraying. Why? Because there the viscosity is very less and formulation itself is wrong. The formulation which are available in India, they're used only for the our knapsack sprayer or the our food sprayer or water sprayer and all these things, but not at all be used for this thing. So now slowly now Rallies India now they are coming up with the formulations which can be used by this drones that is spraying because no drones we are talking about, but there are advantages and disadvantages are there in this thing. Why means what are the disadvantages? I am growing a paddy crop, and next farmer is growing another crop. I am paddy crop pest scenario is different, and the other crop pest. So lot of other ecological issues, environmental problems, phytotoxicity problems. So our formulations are not sufficient. So if I spray in my area in one farmer crop, the drift will be falling on other farmer crops. So these are some of the other problems are there in this. But now slowly they are coming down, and the drone technology formulations are now started coming in. So slowly they may be more adapted or useful in the field. So access to credit, that is another thing is that credit. The farmers, they don't have money to buy all these things, maybe machines or the seeds and fertilizers and all this. And also at the time of selling in the market, the buyer won't give the full amount at a time, so they'll give in installments. So these are some of the problems that is. So access to the credit, this is the. So these are all comes under production risks. And coming to the post-harvest risks, that is an important is the storage. That is the biggest problem. We have a saying in this agriculture, a grain is saved is equivalent to a grain produced. If we save a grain, almost is equivalent to grain is produced. So these are the important things. We don't have adequate storage structures, storage facilities, especially food grains and the cold storage for vegetables. Vegetables are fruits and vegetables are perishable. We don't have enough storage facility, cold storage, even including transporting. As I said, from Hyderabad to Delhi or from Delhi to in Maharashtra or Gujarat. See, we don't transport these perishables. We don't have the proper cold storage structures. Containers. So these are some of the things which farmers are encountering and facing problems in the storage. Uh, so if we minimize these losses, we can give nutritive food to the consumer, and we can reduce the losses, spoilage, and especially rancidity in some of the oil seeds and fungus in some of the other vegetables, and especially where the moisture content is more in the vegetables, the spoilage is more. We cannot store them more than 2 to 3 days. By the time they reach the, consumers. So this is the storage problem. So they are known as post-harvest and market risk. That is very important. We don't have the high-level information asymmetry due to the variety of reasons. Access to the markets is still a challenge due to the high transportation. That is the price volatility. Volatility. That is a lot of price variation from region to region, and because of the transport charges, because they will charge, they will fix more price for transporting. They'll add more price for including the transporting and their commission method. So these are some of the uh, problems there in the market risk. And ecological risk. Ecological risk, that is the limited land, that is fragmented land or the small holdings and other degrading lands, as I told you, because of the uh, we are not following crop rotations or mixed farming or the monocropping, and these are some of the problems are there in the limited land, and degrading the soils and soil health pose a greater challenge to ecological and future productivity, because we have exhausted the nutrients in the soil. We are not added any more things, any more nutrients. We are not balancing the nutrients in the soil. That is why the more problems we are encountering in these things. So, and then a limited water. This is some places excess water, some places low water. Where command areas is there excess water, where is the plain lands and other places the terrain areas, inland areas, there is a less water supply is not there, and so this is the water availability is not there. So erratic rainfall, and these are some of the problems are there in these. They are known as ecological risks, and this is another important area we have to see. So with this sensor and other things, we can still manage the moisture levels, and we can sufficient, I mean, timely we can uh, apply these irrigation things. Next, please. Yes. There are various contexts of agriculture. We can see the agriculture, farming, commerce, and knowledge. So without this, our agriculture is at the doldrums. The remunerative price will not be there. Proper timings of the crop growing seasons, and we are not following certain things. So they are all interlinked. They're all one. So they should be in a harmoniously. We have to use these things. Then only we can be called as agriculture. So next life cycle of agriculture. Next, please. Next, next. Yes, this is the important thing. From seed to seed is very, very important. The preparation of the soil, sowing of the seeds, adding fertilizers, irrigation, pesticides, reproduction, harvesting, storage. Every stage we are encountering. And the farmer has to encounter the problems. Preparation of the soil. Sometimes onset of monsoon continuously rains. They did not allow the farmer to prepare the soil. Without preparation of the soil, timely sowing will not take. And sowing of seeds, that delays sowing. Excess rainfall in the beginning of the monsoon at the time of sowing times, then there will be delayed, or maybe the germination may be affected or impaired and other things. And fertilizers, adding fertilizers, what is optimum fertilizer doses are they using or not using, and irrigation and weed. So this is the whole crop life cycle. Everywhere again encounter the risks. So these are all known to most of the students, and then wheat production, harvesting, storage. Next, I don't want to take because it's already 7 o'clock onwards. It is starting session. Next, yes, this what are all these artificial intelligence in agriculture? Crop and soil monitoring, insect and pest plant, pest and disease detection, livestock health monitoring, intelligent spraying, automatic weeding, aerial survey, and imaging. This is the imaging is very, very crucial point. See, uh, we have a test example. I'll tell you from adult egg larva again, then the camel stage. So every stage we have to images. If we know the images, whatever data we have with us, we can correlate whatever the drone or the cameras will give you the image of what stage is there in the field. Maybe egg stage is there, maybe larval stage is there, maybe another what damage, extent of damage, how much threshold level, but I can say percentage of damage in a unit area. So these are the some of the things. So imaging is very important. It is analyzing and again giving a suggestion to the farmer, that aerial surveillance is imaging, and produce grading and storage. Yes, produce grading and storage. So to get a proper price, grading is very important, and storage. Next, the future, yes, farmers as agriculture. So some of the uh, use of these instruments, I can say, yes, this is a now vertical farming or urban farming, and in the greenhouses you can see no manual harvesting. This is the only robots will be harvesting. So this is the kind of advanced technology we are using. So 100% we can use, or we can give a healthy vegetables or fruits without any sweat. Exactly when the fruit is mature or vegetable mature, then only it will go and plug the so intelligent harvesting will be there in this thing. So these are the some of the advanced technology we can use. Of course, this mostly more apt to use in the vertical farming or in the polyhouses. Next, yes, you can see it will select the ripe only ripe fruits will be harvested. Unripe it will not harvest. So we have the images. So robo will go there exactly harvest the ripe fruits because the image is already there. So the microprocessor will analyze these things and it will give indications to the robo. So they'll go only things. That is the precision harvesting will be there in this. Yes, this is the details, potato details, and so this is the imaging. So exactly it will give a proper plant production measure to the farmers. We can image, I mean, we can capture the images and then send, and which area it is there, and we can advise the farmers. Next. So these are some of the benefits of artificial intelligence in the agriculture sector. Inventory planning and support production and enhance awareness among the farmers, helps in investment planning, increase farm productivity, improves value chain, and all these things. Next, yes, applications in this. These are all smart farming, what we call it. Robotic autonomous, yes, robots in agriculture. You can see how they are helping in doing in a proper way, in a proper time to harvest lettuce being harvested and maybe spraying, and they will harvest only the ripe product or the which they matured the lettuce only they'll harvest. Yes, nursery planting, crop monitoring, see, crop monitoring and analysis, crop weeding and spraying, crop harvesting. So digital phenotyping. So everywhere we can use this artificial intelligence and this advanced technology in the area. Next, yes. Yes, plant phenotypics. So this is advanced. Mostly we can do in a research laboratories and other thing that can be again replicated in the main fields. Next, classification quality of assessment field. Yes, yes, you can see it. Next, previous, next. Yes, you can see here the X-ray thing, color of RGB image, and even X-rays also, like how we do the MRI, and they can do to the these things. What is the seed size and whether they matured and all these things. Yes, potatoes. You can see that distributed. Yes, examples, applications of food industry. Yes, uh, it is related to the diabetes and food industries, especially storage, spoilage, how far they are healthy because hidden damage will be there, hidden molds development will be there. So we can do analyze with these things through the scanning. Next, like nut weevil, mango nut weevil, we don't have. When we send our mangoes to the when other important countries like Japan and US, then simply they will scan them and they will detect, the scanner will detect the mango nut weevil, and then immediately they will not accept, they will deport to the importing, I mean exporting country again. So that is the some of the things now they are using in this. Yes, quality parameters. See how, like MRI, you can see this final verification, 100 products also possible without a problem. Okay. Yes, these are the things. The foreign objects in the products. So these are all, especially the confectionaries. Then chocolates, the insects will be almost all, they'll be hatching, the eggs will be hatching, and we see the mostly storage testing these things. So we can detect them through this, radio imaging technology or the X-ray technology, and we can at least maintain the quality products in thing, and they can be supplied to the